Marvel is one of the biggest franchises to ever exist in terms of marketing, comics, and body pillows. They're also dominating the charts for the highest grossing movies of all time, defeating its competitors like DC, the Fred trilogy, and James Cameron's Avatar. I still have no idea how are they making 4 more of them. One of them is being released this fucking year, what the hell? In these movies, we follow the journey of the recognizable and relatable heroes to witness all the awful decisions they make and either progress to become a better person or just fucking die. We've all seen the MCU movies. If you're part of the 1% that hasn't seen a single Marvel movie, then I applaud you for actually valuing your time and sanity. But we're not here to talk about the MCU. We're here to talk about the better side of Marvel. One that isn't directed by Sammy Raimi or Taika Waititi, however you pronounce his name. You see, whenever Marvel makes a new superhero, sometimes the people behind the MCU lack the brain power to produce a watchable movie. So then comes Sony. With an IQ of the average temperature in Detroit, they adopt the Marvel character and make either a good movie or a fucking mistake. But ladies and gentlemen, today's review is about a movie that's far from a mistake. Today we will tackle the actual legit highest grossing movie of all time. The story of the Marvel legend who managed to sell 1 Morbillion tickets. The tale of Dr. Michael Morbius from the movie Morbius, played by the 7-time Oscar winner played by the 7-time Oscar winner Jared Leto. When you think cinema, we think Morbius. If Morbius gets a sequel, we will finally get cinema too. After all, I don't think movie theaters would exist without films. What the fuck? Did he actually say that? This, ladies and gentlemen, is the legitimate and definitely correct review and summary of the greatest movie in the history of movies, Morbius. Meet Dr. Michael Morbius, who suffers from a rare blood disease that takes away his ability to walk and have decent interactions with another human. The only way to cure this disease is by fucking a bat and mixing the DNAs together to create DNA 2, a tale of 2 bats. The movie begins with Morbius traveling to his private island to make out with some bats until he accidentally kills the crew that got him there. How are you gonna come back now, you crippled fuck? Then we flash back 25 years into the past, where we meet the young and very much disabled young Morbius, who's really good at origami, but very bad at making friends, because he constantly calls them Milo.
Hello, Milo.
My name's Lucian. The person who was here before was Milo.
No, he was also the new Milo. Before him was the other new Milo. I don't even remember the first Milo.
This is never explained, by the way. He just calls everyone he meets Milo. What the fuck? After a very small chat, Milo fucking dies.
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake?
And Morbius turns into Fix-It Felix and somehow brings him to life by sticking a pen spring into a heart monitor. Even the fucking manager of this place is confused. So because Morbius watches Rick and Morty, they send him to a place where he can actually contribute to society. Meanwhile, a bunch of 6th graders beat the shit out of Milo because they found out he was British. We cut back to current day, and now Dr. Michael has won a Nobel Prize, but he refuses to take it because he already has so many awards he doesn't know where the fuck to put them. We are then introduced to woman who had discovered Morbius' plan of fucking bats and mixing their DNAs to cure himself. He confirms it and she just goes along with it. No need to call the police for bestiality or anything. Just let him do it. No need to question the morality of the experiment. That'll be too much plot details. We gotta go fast in this bitch. So they do the experiment on a rat and the rat fucking dies. But uh-oh, the rat actually survives. Hooray! Now let's test it immediately on humans. But before that, let me go to my British friend who's definitely not going to be the villain of the movie and tell him that I basically found a cure. Keep in mind, this is all after 1 single successful attempt with a rat. Morbo and women then go on a ship for some reason and begin the experiment. Just like with the rat, Morb fucking dies. The end of the movie. But wait, he's alive and looks odd. He kills someone and starts drinking their blood, and woman just traps him in a cell and constantly calls his name. I'm more than sure if any sane human being saw the situation like that, they would immediately, shut down the entire operation, try to put down the bastards with either a gun or call the police, but nope, just constantly call his name. He'll listen eventually. More people show up attempting to kill Morby, and he goes on this really epic MLG montage of him quickscoping people with a slap harder than Will Smith at the Oscars. This is the moment Dr. Michael Morbius morbed all over the bad guys, and in the most epic tone of voice he said, "It's Morbin time."
Time to die! No, it's Morbin time. Oh shit!
After some really epic battles, if you turn the brightness up to 140%, Morby finally snaps from his vampire state and goes back to good old Dr. Michael. After seeing all the dead bodies, he decided to use the least clever Among Us tactics and calls an emergency meeting on himself and then ejects himself out the boat. The cops show up and start inspecting everything, basically saying shit like, "This was no ordinary attack, this was something else." Although they are thugs, so really who cares? Marty then goes back to his lab and runs some tests on his vampire medicine he made. We found that he constantly has to drink blood so his sickness doesn't come back, and he knows that artificial blood will not last him long enough. Oh yeah, artificial blood, I forgot about that. It's like an important concept that I didn't talk about. So Morb has created red paint that works the same way as regular human blood. That's it. After running tests, and by tests I mean parkouring all over the lab and fucking more bats apparently, it also gives him the ability to fart some form of bat radar. I don't know what the fuck is this movie anymore. We discover that he's unable to control it all, because of course he can't, otherwise he would be way too overpowered, and even the Morb deserves a little bit of nerfing. He traps himself to see what happens if he doesn't drink blood, and he nearly fucking kills himself. Prince Philip then shows up to the lab and saves Morbo and tells him, "Oi love, now inject the medicine in me blood, bruv." And Morby is like, "Nah man, that shit's too dangerous, you gotta get the fuck out of here. Bruv, you lot are selfish innit? Give me some of that cure get the fuck out!" Cops then visit woman who's just chilling in the ICU, and with the power of an incredibly massive brain and the combination of strength and wisdom from Allah, he creates the following argument. If women and Morbio work on experiment on both, only women survive and everyone is dead except Morbo, then Morbo killed everyone. Just a reminder that absolutely no one in this universe knows about Morb's experiment except her. Please don't question this movie, okay? You clearly lack the brain cells to understand its amazingness. We cut to a quote-unquote horror scene of Michael morbing all over a poor helpless nurse. That's fine, she was a tomboy anyway, so her life isn't that much valuable. After snapping out of it and realizing, "Oh fuck, I killed someone," so he takes some blood and leaves, only to be stopped by the two officers who already know that he killed everyone. Also, none of them mentions how he's able to somehow walk. They know he was looking for a cure, but none of them actually stop to ask, "Hold up, you actually found it?" Morbin then smacks the shit out of them and runs away to the roof, only for God to sneeze really loudly, nearly pushing him off the edge. Morbidly obese then gets caught by the two cops and gets arrested for his crimes against humanity, and for not only making the worst DC movie, but the worst Marvel movie, I mean the best Marvel movie in cinema history. The cops show up to interrogate Morbin, and I'm not fucking with you when one of the cops says, "You killed 8 people, but it's fine because they were bad guys. But you hurt a woman who is a single mother of precisely 2 children? Too far." Mario then shows up as a lawyer. No fucking clue how he just got past the guards. They didn't ask for any papers or credit. That's fine, just let him in. And starts talking about some shit, and then he drops a bag of blood. And again, surprisingly, no one fucking notices this. What kind of fucking awful prison is this? Milo the moron then forgets his walking stick, revealing that he indeed fucked a bat just like Morbius, and now has become Morbius 2, the squeakquel. Morbius 1 then gets really angry and escapes prison to kill Milo. Now you may think, why would Michael do that? Aren't they like besties or something? Oh no. Michael told Milo not to fuck the bat, but Milo did it anyways. And as the famous Stranger Things once said, friends don't lie. Also, Milo just kills a person because he can, LeMayo. Morbin 1 finds Morbin 2 and calls him a naughty boy because he kills people, including the tomboy nurse. That's right, that's a plot you never fucking expected. Morbin 1 is innocent. Morbin 2 was the bad guy all along. Then they start fighting, and good luck seeing anything because there's dust everywhere. And then Milo kills a bunch of cops and, Fortnite emotes on their bodies. Michael just kind of leaves, and then we get to see the second most epic clip in cinema history. And I only say second because there's a better clip, where Morbin 1 flies in front of the train like the badass hero he always was. Move over, Batman. This is the real shit right here. And it's actually evident that no CGI was used. All of it is real. Trust me on that one, man. A pointless chase scene happens between Woman and the soy cop. Woman hops on a bus only to find Morbo, and then they both start discussing on how can we possibly stop Milo. Also, don't ask how he went an entire night without drinking any blood. He says he drank blood, but where did he get it from? He only had one bag that he finished it in prison. Morbius then overhears a bunch of bad guys, and then all of a sudden gets the masculine urge to become a superhero and stop them. So using his echolocation skills like a fucking dolphin, he tracks down where their meth lab is and basically tells them, hey, I need that, can you please leave? They say no, and he just snaps a helpless guy's head, all while being very quirky and tells him super cool facts about the human body. How quirky and adorable. Also, I am very disappointed in the scene. I'm not even gonna say why, I'll just play the trailer and you tell me what's wrong.
I am Venom. You can go now. I am Venom. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
He took the movie from 32,789,420 out of 10 to 32,789,419 out of 10. Disappointing. Then we cut to another legendary scene, and this right here is the #1 best scene in cinema history, which is the quirky Milo dance. Look at him go. This movie is now a 40 million out of 10. You have redeemed yourself. A bunch of guys then realize that Milo is indeed British at the bar, so they just start bullying him, and they ruin his chances of ever mating with a female. That's not a bad. Milo then meets Woman. Remember her? Yeah, me too.
Who?
Anyway, something pointless happens about where Michael is. I don't fucking care. Morbin 1, yes, I will keep referring him to Morbin 1 because there's 2 of them now, so you can shut the fuck. And Women are chilling. They talk and probably make out, but I wasn't paying attention all the time.
So not halal mo.
Milo was spying on them, oh no. The cops then use the ultimate technique to bust any criminal whenever hope is lost, which is CCTV footage, and they found that, uh-oh, it wasn't Michael, it was someone else. And remember the old man from the little disabled school? Yeah, him. He basically noticed that, oh shit, that's actually Milo.
I'm Peppa Pig.
I need to go make a calm and reasonable talk to him. Maybe he'll listen to me and, not kill me. Michael figures out that the only way to cure the cure is by making another cure that's practically a disease. You took that shit in Calculus 1, don't you remember? Plus times plus 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 equals negative. You all know that shit. Michael then hears about the old man dying and gets a warning that Milo is coming for that more bussy.
Damn, boy, he's sick!
But first, we have too many prime characters. So let's go ahead and kill the woman. Morbid 1 then gets really angry and starts ignoring the laws of physics in order to reach Milo and set up for the ultimate battle. It's literally 4 minutes of bat dust everywhere, and it ends with bats giving Michael the power of morbing to inject cum into Milo and fucking kills him. Justice is restored, the bats take over the city, Woman is alive? Fuck. And Morbius is the official king of the universe. I can't wait to see him meet up with the Sinister Six and marvel over Spider-Man. All in all, this movie is a masterpiece in every way possible. Watch this movie every single day of your life until you fucking die. And any other review that doesn't give this movie a 10 out of 10 or higher is objectively wrong, and whoever wrote it deserves a lifetime in prison where they cannot see Morbius forever. Truly, a punishment worse than hell. I give Morbius 1 Morbillion out of 10. Fucking go watch it.